Thank you so much for being a part of our study. We're in Deuteronomy. We're chapter 14. We read verse 1 and let Rudy talk for a second on that, and then we'll read a couple things. He is the expert here.
Not really.
He's the expert compared to me on this subject.
Maybe of the two of us.
Of the two of us. So the first one, just talk about it. You are the children of the Lord your God.
Honestly, we as Christians need to get that into our spirits, I think. And I'm not pointing my finger at anybody, but this is a truth that Paul was talking about in Romans 9, 10, and 11. And Moses is saying to the children of Israel, you are the sons of Jehovah.
Right.
That's a big statement. And that's, I don't think I can say any more about it than that.
No, you could say more, but we don't have a week. I would say that's one of the real blessings of being Rudy's friend. And if there's anybody watching that's doesn't know this, Rudy's Jewish, and I'm a Gentile. One of the things that Rudy has helped me is that the church did not replace the Jewish people. So we have a great role to play, but God did not take the Jewish people and pull them off the playing field and say, too bad, you didn't say Jesus is Lord, so I have nothing more to do with you. He referenced, I want to underscore, Romans chapter 9, 10, and 11. And you can dig through that. That is a pretty complicated passage, but it's an important passage. So we're going to leave it with this. You are the children, spoken to the people of God who were all Jewish at that time. You, Hebrew people, are sons, or the children, that's my translation, but sons is a literal translation of Jehovah. Okay? Now, let's talk about some food. Food that I should not eat today. You shall not eat any abhorrent thing. These are the animals you may eat: the ox, the sheep, the goat, the deer, the gazelle, the roebuck, wild boar, ibex, the antelope, and the mountain sheep. Some of those I have not eaten. I don't even know what they are, Rudy. But I have certainly eaten plenty of beef, all right, and chicken. So he talks about that. And then he talks about things you shouldn't eat. And those that you shouldn't eat are things like the camel, the hare, that'd be rabbit, rock badger, the pig. And they're unclean. And you shall not eat their meat, and you should not touch their carcass. Let's stop for a minute and talk about the importance of food laws to you as a Jewish person.
Well, I think what they are is a window to understanding the creation, and you are what you eat. The Lord really only wanted people to be eating animals that ate grass, not carnivorous animals. He had another purpose for carnivorous animals and for the scavengers like birds and scavengers in the sea. They are meant to keep the playing field, so to speak, clean. Their job is to eat the trash. And basically you don't eat the animals that eat the trash. And so I have kept biblically kosher my whole life, not rabbinically kosher. And rabbinic kosher really adds a lot to the law.
All right, so just really quickly explain that to us, because most people that are listening don't know what you're talking about.
Well, rabbinic kosher one of the main tenets of it is from this chapter, and it says, you shall not boil a young goat in its mother's milk. That's verse 21. And they take that to the extreme, because if you're eating a hamburger, we'll say, the cheese on it could have possibly come from the mother of this animal that you're eating. Therefore, you can't eat milk and meat together.
So cheeseburgers are out.
cheeseburgers are out.
All right. They also separate utensils, don't they? In the
Well, they separate them because of this addition to the law, because if an instrument had touched milk or meat,
right.
then actually you can't use that tool to eat with or to make dinner with.
Right, right.
So you end up with 2 ice boxes, 2 sets of dishes, 2 sets of silverware. My opinion is that what this passage is talking about, and how I was able to reconcile the way that I keep kosher is that this passage, along with Deuteronomy 22, speaks about if you come upon a bird's nest in the wild, you can't take the mother and the fledglings or the eggs on the same day.
Right.
Which is similar to you can't boil a kid in its own mother's milk, is God does not want the whole family destroyed in a day.
Yeah. Right. And there's an element of compassion that is seen throughout the Bible, even to animals.
Right.
Right. So let's stop here. By the way, Rudy made a cheeseburger, but Rudy is not going to eat chili with pork in it.
Only one time in my life did I ever do that.
And he was judging a chili contest at Maywood Baptist Church, and
I realized that I was eating pork.
Yeah, right.
And because I was doing something I felt was for the Lord.
Right.
Because there were so many people there, and Ray had set it up so nicely, that there's a passage that you should eat what is set before you.
Right.
And that's what I did.
Yeah. So let's go from this to an extreme example, and this is one that has just grabbed my heart. In the book of Maccabees, I think it's Antiochus Epiphanes,
correct,
who was a tyrant out of Syria?
Syria.
He came to force a group of Jewish men to eat, the whole family to eat pork. And the penalty was, if you don't eat the pork, we're going to throw you in this frying pan and you're going to get cooked yourself.
Before they did that, though, they skinned them alive. It is a gruesome, if you were to read the 4 books of Maccabee, and they're in the Apocrypha. They're in the Apocrypha. Their story of faith is pretty strong.
Pretty strong is an understatement.
Yes.
So in the face of horrible death, and the mother had to watch it all. In the face
She was the last to die.
That's right. So, to me, how I read that is God has set some things in the Jewish world that to a Gentile may seem different, but is a great witness. The Sabbath is a great witness to God. We're not working on the Sabbath. The food laws is a great witness to the power of God. This is something we're not going to eat on the penalty of a horrific death. Circumcision is a witness to God. We're going to live out this no matter what you do to us as a people. I know you're smiling.
I'm smiling. It's like, come on and preach, you know.
Isn't that right, though? It's a huge witness.
It is, and the Sabbath was meant to be a sign to the people outside of Israel, and really the rest of everything that they were doing, done correctly, would be a sign as well. And,
right.
It's, for me, when I'm thinking about what I'm supposed to eat, you don't eat any, scavengers, which a lot of them are birds, and, the birds that are talked about are all like hawks and eagles, and, you can't
buzzards.
Yeah, buzzards, vultures.
Let's go have a little buzzard today for lunch.
Oh, yeah. And then, you get into the sea and you're not supposed to eat shellfish, because they're the insects of the ocean.
Right.
And so you don't eat scavengers. I mean, it sounds extremely complicated when you're reading it. But when you allow the Lord to give you an overview of what he's talking about, it becomes really easy.
You got it. We're going to stop on that. Rudy, thank you so much. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.